of all things to buy on Craigslist. We bought our house on Craigslist.
Iowa Farm Sanctuary is a farm animal rescue.
Ellie is our blind cow.
They're either unfit for production or escaped their destiny, like George. Took the leap of faith, if you will, off the semi.
Neither one of us really knew anything about starting a nonprofit.
There wasn't really any fear. You can't use hoses in the winter, right? You have to carry buckets of freezing cold water. There probably should have been. We're in the epicenter of modern factory farming, and largely we got a lot of support.
She just did a little gas.
Iowa Farm Sanctuary was founded in 2015 when we were living in North Liberty, living in a duplex of all places, you know, and it was about a year later that we found a property in Marengo, Iowa. Jered works at Johnson County Ambulance, so it is pretty interesting that he's saving humans half of the time and then saving animals the other half.
My wife and I wanted to volunteer at a local sanctuary. We realized that there weren't any, and we were just kind of blown away. We're like, man, this is Iowa. We're in like the heart of like animal agriculture that we know there's a need because we see these sanctuaries blossoming like everywhere around the states, and we know that there's a need for to help these animals. I grew up in Utah. My family had a small farm there. Came from a family of 9 kids, a lot of mouths to feed. We would go to the auction and purchase animals as they were babies, and we'd raise them for food. That was the way my parents felt necessary to feed us. That's the crew.
Currently we have about 60 animals. I think they know their own species, but I don't think they care, right? And there's so much to be learned from them because, I mean, Fern, our pig, is best friends with Carl, the most like boisterous Holstein that we have. And the two of them just live harmoniously. They don't care what the other one looks like. If one of them's having a bad day, you know, they're still by their side. Kayla also fell off a semi as a 21-day-old piglet. She came to us obviously without a name. We did $5 entries. The name we drew was Kayla the Fighter. A mother had entered that name and it was her daughter's name who had just survived breast cancer. Kayla the Fighter and Kayla the Fighter.
Molly Brown.
Is she your friend, Ellie? So this is Molly Brown. Whoa, it's a through and through. She was destined to grow fat at a factory farm. It gets real mucky inside the transport trucks. So what they do after they've dropped off all the piglets, they load up the truck with water and it sits overnight and then they flush it out. They filled it up not knowing Molly was there, and she tread water all night to survive. And I get a little emotional telling this story every time.
I know, me too.
So she tread water all night, and then in the morning when they came and flushed the truck out came Molly Brown with the water.
Oh, surprise!
We named her after the unthinkable Molly Brown who survived the Titanic.
When I first came out, you know, to volunteer, it's because I wanted to rescue animals and I was into that. This is Claudia, and she has a cross beak, as you can tell from her beak here. It doesn't come together. And then she has this lazy eye. It took not very long. Pretty soon I fell in love with everybody because they're like such individual people. And things like this guy, he likes to headbutt. So I know when he comes up like this, he's going to butt my leg. So that's Gerald. Hiya. How's Ollie? How's Ollie today?
As much as our mission is to give these animals a safe home and a forever home, we need to have a little bit of education here to kind of show people why we're doing what we're doing. We can say it till we're blue in the face, but if we can post facts around here about the animal agriculture industry and just what they do in it, which is common practice. So we like to have people come out and meet these animals and see them in kind of a different light and a different environment than what they normally see them in. There's that saying that if slaughterhouses had glass windows, the world would be vegetarian.
Evie, are you hungry?
We feel like it's necessary to have this operation here because of where we are.
We immediately noticed that there were some other issues besides just crooked legs. She seemed like she had a cleft palate, and also we were pretty sure she was blind. And, oh, goodness gracious, you big strong girl.
I would love if this was a meat-free world, right? Nobody consumes animal products. I also live in reality. If we can plant those kinds of seeds, it's kind of a trickle-down effect. When George jumped off a semi-truck bound for the slaughterhouse, so many people messaged us that that was the last day they ever ate pork. Our mission is to rescue farm animals, rehabilitate them, and get people to see them in a different light. Our vision is a vegan world. But for these animals, it's everything. It's like the starfish. You know, why are you throwing that one starfish back into the ocean? It's not gonna make a difference. All the starfish are getting washed up on the shore, you know, and for that one, it makes a difference. And for these 60, it makes a difference.